Scott just made
Go
the
back to
point
Thomas
Jefferson
Jefferson,
used
you'll
to be
read
a
that-
lot more secure, not just...
He was a 280-pound gerbil. But John Cisna dropped more than 50 pounds through moderate exercise and eating every meal at McDonald's. Now, some schools are outraged that he's bringing the McDonald's diet message to their students. I'm PJTV's Scott Ott, joined now by Stephen Green and Bill Whittle for the first of our three-part trifecta series called Is Big Government Literally Bad for Your Health? In episode 2, we'll look at the shocking news about whole milk. And in our members-only part 3, we'll tell you what Medicaid is pressuring women to do right after they give birth. Well, men, John Cisna is a high school science teacher in a small town in Iowa who decided to let his students perform a 90-day experiment on him. Cisna wound up going twice as long, eating 540 meals in a row at McDonald's. The students laid out the menu for him each week, following FDA guidelines for 15 nutrients and staying under 2,000 calories per day. He ate everything on the McDonald's menu, and almost every day, he says, he enjoyed French fries. Walking for 45 minutes 3 days per week comprised his exercise program for the first 90 days, during which he dropped 37 pounds, 7 inches around the waist, and saw his cholesterol dive from 249 to 170, and his triglycerides tank from 154 to 80. In the next 90 days, he kept going with the experiment and got more aggressive with the exercise, wound up losing a total of 56 pounds. Now, McDonald's heard about this, loved his story, and wound up making him a brand ambassador, taking the message into high schools along with a 20-minute companion documentary, which you can see on YouTube. Promoting McDonald's to teens in schools has some educators a bit cheesed off. But Cisna says they're missing the point. And here's the heart of his message.
One of the kids said it eloquently afterwards when we interviewed him. He said, you know what, this experiment shows us that it's not McDonald's that makes us fat. It's our choices of what we eat that makes us fat. And I think that says it right there. What it really comes down to is that it's not where you eat, but it's what you eat and how much you eat that really makes the difference.
Now, Stephen Green, many American high school students have already seen the documentary Super Size Me, in which a fit filmmaker eats every meal at McDonald's and swells up like an omnibus budget bill, nearly kills himself. Don't you agree with some educators that we shouldn't send kids mixed messages about McDonald's by suggesting you can still eat there if you choose wisely and limit your caloric intake?
Oh, for crying out loud. Life is mixed messages. This whole thing, these government guidelines, our public education is founded on this myth that there's a perfect solution for everything. Well, there's not. We have trade-offs. Some are better for us, some are worse for us, but it's always a trade-off on what you want to do. And I respect the heck out of this guy for being able to do this on the McDonald's menu, but I'll tell you what, he's a liar. He's a filthy, bald-faced, bald-headed liar if he says he enjoyed the French fries. Look, McDonald's has been on a downward slope for 25 years. They just had their first good quarter in more than 2 years, and it could be because this guy ate there for 90 days in a row and for no other reason. They've been on this downward slope. Something like 30% of their franchisees are practically insolvent, and the reason is they've expanded their menu into too many things, but the big reason is they took the beef tallow out of the French fryer 25 years ago, and what used to be some of the best French fries in the world. I mean, you could go to a French bistro, order the steak frite, and not get as good a French fry as you could by walking 5 minutes to McDonald's and just getting a large order of fries from there. And those fries, they've been wet, soggy, flavorless cardboard sticks for 25 years because McDonald's has been trying to appeal to an audience that doesn't eat there. So let's get them back to the basics, and let's get back to enjoying our trade-offs and deciding for each of us what's best for us.
Well, Bill Whittle, many local McDonald's franchisees actually provide financial support to underfunded educators and local parent-teacher groups at schools. But shouldn't schools concerned with student health reject these subsidies and refuse to invite John Cisna and his little documentary to school assemblies?
This is not the age of people rejecting subsidies, Scotty. This is the age of everybody grabbing every dime they possibly can. I think the bigger issue here is that people are hearing what he's saying and thinking it's a pro-McDonald's message, which of course is dangerous to the left because it makes their heads explode. But it's not a pro-McDonald's message. It's a much, much, much more dangerous message than that. It's a pro-responsibility message. And that is anathema to the people who don't want you to feel like you have any sense of responsibility. We in the government and the educational system will take care of all that for you. Don't you worry about a thing. Just sit back, relax, and vote for us, and we'll be happy to send you the instructions for the rest of your life and a flyer that will be attached to the next mailing. So this idea is incredibly dangerous to the left because what he's basically done is he's taken not just a fast food restaurant, he's taken the arch-demon of the left, you know, the demon of the left, which obviously makes you explode. If you just eat enough of it, you simply will explode in a giant ball of grease. Just ask, oh, what's his name, Supersize It guy, his name just ran right out of my head. So yes, you can make a documentary where if you eat nothing but McDonald's, you get really fat. You can make another documentary, if you eat nothing but McDonald's, you can get really thin. And the difference is how you eat and what you eat and what you eat at the restaurant, I mean to say. So when he comes off having lost 50 pounds, it's catastrophic, not just to the image of McDonald's as a poisoner of the masses. It's catastrophic because if you can lose 50 pounds in the arch-demonic poisoner of the masses, McDonald's, then it is in fact about your responsibility and about your choices and about you having the freedom to live your life the way you damn well want to. This message has to be destroyed as quickly as possible, obviously.
Well, you know, no matter what educators say, kids are going to eat things that taste good. In addition, McDonald's provides a social gathering place for kids, families, even geezers like me sit around and drink coffee every morning. And so, you know, they're going to be there anyway. What's the harm in teaching them about how to make wise dietary choices? The McDonald's website, in fact, has a wealth of nutritional information to help with that. But many who work in our tax-funded, government-run public schools see McDonald's success as a condemnation of capitalism. In their worldview, if you let people operate freely in free markets, they will choose wrong. They will choose bacon double cheeseburgers, supersized fries, and shamrock shakes. The tools of the leftist are the lecture, the punitive tax, and the ban. The tools of the liberty lover are open-minded discovery and freedom with personal responsibility. At the drive-up window of life, make mine liberty and supersize it. For Bill Whittle, Stephen Green, and the entire Trifecta crew at pjtv.com, I'm Scott Ott.